Love and money. The way a couple deals with the intersection of these two primal forces can make or break a long-term relationship. Through interviews with over 1,500 couples, Ameriprise Financial has pieced together a picture of the way couples today handle the thorny issue of finances. Joining us to discuss the results is Marcy Keckler, Vice President of Financial Advice Strategy at Ameriprise. Marcy, so great to see you. Can you tell us a little bit about the methodology behind this study?
Well, we talked to couples across a range of ages. We talked to couples in their 20s, and we talked to couples in their 70s, and really everyone in between. And we wanted to understand, how do couples work together or separately to manage their money?
And these are couples that have been together for a while, or some of them were relatively new?
We had a wide range. We talked to couples who had to be together at least 6 months to make the cut as a couple.
Right.
And we had people who'd been together 20, 30 or more years. So we saw that as couples' relationships lasted longer, their roles in relationships regarding money did evolve over time.
That is fascinating, but there is some good news out of all of this. A full 77% of couples say they're on the same page. Were you surprised by how high that was?
I was pleasantly surprised, and we learned some of their secrets. So one of the secrets we learned is that couples who have achieved a level of harmony in their financial relationship have worked together to define the goals that they're working toward. So they know what they want and they're working on it together. Another one of their secrets was a spending limit. So couples said there's some dollar amount over which they're not going to spend without checking in with their spouse or partner.
And I'm sure each couple has their own spending limit there, but was there a general amount that you noticed?
There was. The average was $400, but we saw interesting range based on kind of age and life stage. 40% of millennial couples said it's $100 or less.
Right.
But kind of our baby boomer couples who were, either in or approaching retirement, it might be $400 or $500.
Right.
So the important thing is not so much the number, but talking about it and agreeing on it. Exactly.
Such good news there, surprisingly good news, but there is some room for improvement because you say about 1 in 3 couples did disagree every month.
Yes,
on finances.
So we found couples who disagree about money said it can be as often as once a month. So this is a regular topic in their conversation. What we did find, though, good news for them as well, 82% of those who disagree said it's not the same disagreement over and over and over. They're able to work it out and then move on to something new that might recur.
So they're resolving the issue and moving forward. What were the biggest, in terms of disagreements, what were the biggest sticking points?
The biggest theme was around spending and expenses. So making a major purchase that the other partner either didn't know about or didn't agree with. And then
those
for
secret
couples,
purchases.
Absolutely. And for couples who had kids, that tended to be a topic of potential disagreement. How much do you spend on the kids' activities? How much do you spend on the kids' education? And so for couples who aren't on the same page, we also learned bringing in a neutral third party, a financial advisor or a financial professional can help. 40% of couples said that third party helped us come together. We had disagreement. We needed somebody to help us work it out, and it really helped.
It's interesting you bring up children. Did you find that couples with children had more or fewer arguments and disagreements about money?
They didn't necessarily have more or less, but it was a topic of discussion and potential disagreement.
Absolutely. Being a parent myself, I know how expensive those little buggers can be, so I totally understand that.
I have too, and there are lots of opportunities to spend.
Absolutely. So do we know the times when someone would make a purchase and not disclose it to their significant other? What were the reasons behind that?
Typically the top couple reasons, one was they just didn't think it was a big deal. Or the second was, I felt like I was spending my own money. And so I think that really comes back to something else we learned. Couples who have financial harmony tend to be more likely to have a joint account, to have brought their money together. And so one strategy couples can consider is having a joint account. I think of it as ours, yours, and mine.
So do you think that successful couples that were both, I think in today's day and age, a lot of couples, both people work. So they kind of like to have their own little bit on the side as well as a joint pot.
That is what I think makes sense for couples to consider and try. Having the joint pot be the majority, where you put the income and where you're spending for household and family expenses. But then to really think about having an agreed upon amount going into each person's separate account. So ours, yours, and mine helps everybody have some independence, but also be in it together.
Be in it together for the long run. Marcy, thank you so much. Fascinating insight.
Thank you.